Shalom, Barak the Yahweh, Bajim Yahushai, Bajim Makakadash. All praises and glories definitely due, especially in the times we're living in. Much respects to the apostles and others, the great millstone, and to all the brothers out there doing the work. I say Shalom. All right, my title to my lesson will be The Beast That Was and Is Not and Yet Is. All right, and we're talking about America, Babylon the Great, which is the last leg and extension of the revived Roman Empire. All right, the fourth and last beast, okay, and whose deadly wound was healed, all right, and that deadly wound was healed. You know, they came back into power during the Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth of the Edomites for the third and final time, their last hurrah. And again, this is all prophecy. We read about this in Revelations, the 20th chapter. And the Lord is telling us, again, you know, the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. All right, and it's talking about Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the white man. All right, he's not white, he's red. Okay. So we're going to jump around a little bit, you know, from, we'll start in Revelation 17 and we're going to jump to 13. And this is a quote from Revelations, the 13th chapter here. And I saw another wild beast ascending out of the earth. Okay. And again, this would be Daniel's chapter 7, the little horn in Daniel. You understand that? And again, you get a lot of brothers and sisters out here giving themselves Hebrew names and not able to break down the scriptures at all, where they totally they muck it up, all right? So anyway, all right, and I saw another wild beast ascending out of the earth. That's talking about the little horn in Daniel, all right, chapter 7, all right, of Daniel. And it had two horns like a lamb. Those two horns are talking about Democrats and Republicans. Going back to the Roman Empire, there would be the patricians and the Philippians. You understand, people? All right? You know, talking about, you know, the two different parties. All right? Okay? And that's what it's talking about. And it's talking about the two horns like a lamb. All right? And it began speaking as a dragon, you see? All right, you understand? Okay, speaking like a dragon. Draconian laws, which mean harsh and severe. All right? And it exercises all the authority of the first beast and the first beast meaning that's the beast that they worship, which is actually the fourth and last beast, the Roman Empire. All right? So don't be confused about that, right? So when it's talking about the first beast, it's really talking about the last beast, the fourth and last beast, the Roman Empire, all right? In its sight, and it makes the earth and those who dwell in it worship the first beast, right? And that's what you're worshiping. You're worshiping the Roman Empire because this is the last leg and extension of it. Now, to simplify it for you, we go here, right? Show you something. You see this? This is a picture of Edomites and their kingdoms. And as you see to the far left, you see Mount Seir, which is known as Petra. All right? You see the construction of it, right? I'll look to your right. You see Greece, you see Rome. You see Spain, you see France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, and on the bottom there, the United States. And you have people walking around telling you that the Edomites don't exist. Hello. Caught in the flat lie, straight out. Right? They're nothing but liars, right? Just like we read all throughout the scriptures. What is that? Psalms 58:3. All right. As soon as they be born, they go estranged from the womb, doing what? Speaking lies. Okay? What is that? Psalm 64:8. They shall fall by their own tongues, and everyone shall flee from them. Right? All right, but I think you all get the point. Okay? All right. Now let's get back over here. What's it saying here? Finish this off. Then we're going to go to Revelation 17. Then we're going to jump to Revelation 13. All right? So, and it worshiped the first beast whose death stroke was healed, whose deadly wound was healed. And again, that got healed by the time Columbus came onto the Americas. And again, captivity, and the Atlantic slave trade started with the Northern Kingdom. He took 1,100 of the tribe of Ephraim, put them onto ships, right, 4 Spanish ships, and they were shipped back to Seville, Spain, put on auction blocks, and only 300 survived the trip back to Seville, Spain out of the 1,100, but thus began the Atlantic slave trade. And you can read that in Black Indians on page 27, all right? Okay? So you see it started with the Northern Kingdom. Then 127 years later, they go and they kidnap our brothers and sisters out of West Africa. And again, not all the southern tribes are in West Africa, people. You understand that? We're scattered throughout all 4 corners of the earth, from one end of heaven onto the other. All right? All right, anyway, let's continue here. All right? So, and he performed great signs, right? And he performed great signs so that it should even make fire come down out of heaven. That's talking about their military, right, with their bombs. You understand? Particularly, Nagasaki and Hiroshima, World War II. You understand, people? All right? Okay, that thermonuclear fire, all right? So he should even make fire come out of heaven to the earth in the sight of mankind. There you go, all right? So we're going to get over there anyway, but let's get to Revelation 17 first, all right? Let's do that. All right. Revelation 17, and I guess we'll start here at verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? And I will tell thee the mystery of the woman. The woman is the whore, America, Babylon the Great. Scroll up. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon the Great. And again, has many titles. Mystery Babylon the Great, the whore of Babylon, okay? Daughter of Babylon, daughter of the Chaldeans, spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt, spiritually Syria. You understand, people? Okay? It has many names, many titles, as for being the devil. Many titles, many names. He is that man of sin. All right, the lawless one, the son of perdition, which means destruction. He is a death. He is the harbinger of death. Do you understand all that? Okay? He is the wicked, and that's what he was created to be. And the Lord tells you that in Romans, the 9th chapter. And he uses the analogy of the Pharaoh in Egypt. All right? Why he created Esau. All right? The white man, who's not white but red, because that's what Edom means. All right, and he created him for the purpose of, created him to be the wicked for the purpose simply, again, tolerating long-suffering, tolerating all his wickedness, so that at the end, he could show his power in destroying Esau and his military, right? So you're talking about destroying America, Babylon the Great, and their great military, destroying them, destroying the EU and NATO. That's after he uses them to send ICBMs onto America, Babylon the Great, and the other heathen nations like Russia, like Iran, like China. All right, everyone that has ICBM capability. And yes, that's in the scriptures, and that's going to happen. All right, that fire and brimstone is talking about that thermonuclear fire. All right, and the Lord is going to put his will onto those nations to send that thermonuclear fire onto America, Babylon the Great. So the Battle of Armageddon, World War III, is about America's destruction, okay? In order for Yahushua to bring his kingdom in, all right? And further proof of something like that, as an example, right, is, what is that? 1 Corinthians 15 and 23, 24. Then cometh the end. You see that? The end of what? The end of Esau. Going back to the prophecy. All right? Esau is the end of the world. Okay? Which meaning is talking about the ending of his age, as in rulership and kingdom here on the earth. All right? And we read that 2 Ezra 6 and 9. All right? So then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the God-Father, to the Father, right? To Yahweh. And we're talking about Yahushua and Michael the Archangel and all the other angels, all right, that are coming. Even the Father, right, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. You understand? You got that? For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. And they're all going a remnant, because that's all that's going to be left of all the 18 nations. Starting with the nation of Israel, the Lord is only coming back for 1/3. All right? The elect, the first fruits. All right? And it talks about it right up here. But every man in his own order, and Yahushua, the first fruits. Afterward, they that are Yahushua's at his coming. And that would be the elect of Israel. You know, the firstborn, the first spirit created before the foundation of the world. And again, you read about that when you look up the word election, all right, in the blue letter or the Bible concordance, and it will give you that understanding. And it's only talking about Israelites who are, you know, made up of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. It's not talking about any other nation, okay? It's not talking about Edomite or multi-nations, all right? All right, let's get back, all right? All right, and you know what? We're going to end this here, and we'll be right back with part 2, and we'll pick it up there, okay? And we'll get into this here, all right? Get into the lesson. So we'll be right back with part 2. Shalom.